All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Unit Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new review of that game. In case you're living under a rock somewhere, Arsenal got smoked. They weren't even close. We didn't even turn up. We lost 4-0 to Liverpool again. I don't know. I mean, I've been trying to talk to, kind of on the way to doing this review with Brandon and Tops, and I'll let them introduce themselves in a second. I'll be honest with you guys. I had to drink a lot to get through this game. I'm trying not to appear drunk, and I'm going to try and do my best to fumble my way through this. But a lot of rum was consumed in trying to power through this game because I was really depressed, and it was bad. It was car crash bad. But anyway, let me introduce my guest and not be so rude. First of all, as you can see, I'm joined by Tops. Say hello to the people, Tops.
Yo, what's going on, man? Cheers for having me on. I mean, I wish it was a better performance and result, but I'm sure we'll get there, man. But yeah, cheers for having me on again, man.
Yeah. And also, got so much love and praise, and the last time he was on, I decided to drag Ola back on. So, Ola, say hello to the people.
What's happening, people? We're back here again, just like it was the last time I was here. But it's a terrible game to have witnessed this afternoon. But yeah, we're gonna try and slice through it piece by piece, disembowel it, and see what we end up with.
For me, and a lot of you who haven't seen my review, my message from my review was pretty much from last week. Let's just get back on track, right? I thought, let me try and take the positives out of it. We did create a lot of chances last week. We did look like somewhat of a potent force last week. We just couldn't finish. And my counter to that was if we tweak the team in the right way, we'd be able to at least challenge Liverpool today. I actually felt like if we were to win, it would be lucky, but a win wasn't impossible. Wenger did tweak the team, but shocked a lot of us. I mean, Tops, what was your impression of the starting lineup of the team?
Well, Chick, mate, I was shocked when he put the Stoke team out, and I thought you can't do anything just as bad as that. But when I seen the team, I was like, we've already lost this game. In the back of my head, I'm like, we've lost already. Because the team selection was so strange and it didn't even make sense. Like, he drops our record signing Lacazette on the bench for Danny Welbeck. Now, with all due respect to Danny Welbeck, who works hard, he's nowhere near the finisher that Lacazette is. Lacazette, he's the reason why we bought him, so we could be in big games, and he's on the bench. It made no sense. Oxlade-Chamberlain has come out this week. He wants to leave. Still playing him. Still putting him right wing back. Like, if he wants to leave, we need to be getting him out the door and getting replacements in that want to stay at the club. It just didn't make sense. Kolasinac, best left back in German football, in the Bundesliga, on the bench. What is the point of us signing these players if we're not going to play them? It just made me think, like, even if we did get Van Dijk, even if we did get Lamar, what's the point? Because he's just going to put them on the bench. He's just going to play them out of position. Like, what is the actual point of us even getting players? Because he doesn't play them. He just sticks with your Ramsey, sticks with your Ozils, and they just put in abysmal performances. Big game after big game after big game. It's just tiresome. I'm sick and tired of watching us getting battered. 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, every single time we come up against a decent team. It's just the same repetitive cycle. Like, I don't understand the logic. We've got Mustafi who wants to leave. He's on the bench. But then you play Ox. Like, which one is it? Do you play all the players that want to leave, or do you put them on the bench? Well, why is he even on the bench if he wants to leave? Get him out the squad. Put someone in that you're going to use all season. It doesn't make any sense. We already know how suspects we are with Ramsey and Xhaka. We already seen it against Stoke. So he puts him in a harder game. And for the first goal, where was Ramsey? Second goal, where was Ramsey? He wants to score a goal. He has no discipline. We know this from last season and the season before, but he still makes the same mistakes. You know, we're 2-0 down, and he's bringing Coquelin on. What's the point of that? You know, we need to bring Lacazette and Giroud on at half time. We're 2-0 down, and then when we're 3-0 down, that's when he wants to bring him on. And then we put Welbeck on the right, and he doesn't cross the ball for Giroud, and Lacazette on the left. It's just shambolic stuff, mate. Honestly, it is something that I wouldn't even do on a PS4 game on FIFA or Football Manager. Honestly, it's that bad. The fact he's getting paid 10.2 million a year, and he can't even put players in right positions. Bellerin playing left wing back. Like, what is going on? And then we change to a back four. Like, if we're playing a back three, stick with it, or just don't play it at all. It's a waste of time, because the last 3 games we've either been losing and it's gone back straight to a back four, which proves to me the back three ain't working. Otherwise, you're not going to change it when we'll go a goal down or 2 goals down. It's just comical management. Honestly, I never thought in terms of a manager declining, like, you could get any worse, but I think he's actually getting worse, like, just his basic decision-making. And the fact that he can't even justify what he's even doing anymore. I don't think he even knows what he's doing anymore. He's just picking his fanboys and the ones that he just loves to pick all the time without any actual description and any actual logic or game plan going into big games like we've seen today. It was just embarrassing, mate, honestly. And the worst thing is, I don't even think Liverpool played that well. I thought they played okay, but I thought they battered Hoffenheim in the first 20 minutes. And that's the real Liverpool. So I kind of think they even took it easy on us, and they should have scored more than 4 goals. That's how bad we were. I just think it's just reminiscent of like Ola was saying, like your 3-0 against Crystal Palace, your 3-1 against West Brom last season, when none of the players, they just don't care. You've got Sanchez, him. I mean, that's another one. You know, we need a goal. We're 3-0 down, and he takes Sanchez off. It's laughable, mate. Honestly, you know, you've got players that want to leave. You know, Mustafi, we've just bought him. He wants to leave already. It's just a joke, mate. Arsene Wenger's obviously going to stay for another 2 years. I don't see how we're going to come back from this, mate. Honestly, I really don't. I think it's the beginning of the end of a great football club, because we're going to get more of these results, mate. We're going to get more spankings, 4-5-0. I can guarantee it. You know, our next league away game is Stamford Bridge. Chelsea, guarantee they beat us 3 or 4-0. It's just going to be the same. He never learns. He never gets questioned. He never has any consequences for his actions when he gets beat 8-2 or gets beat 6-0. He just gets another new deal and another new deal and another new deal. It's just a recurring cycle, mate, from the board and himself. He's never going to quit. He loves the money too much. He's got nothing without Arsenal, so he's never going to leave the club. So it's just, honestly, mate, we can put out the banners, we can try to do what we want, but at the end of the day, it's either going to be up to Kroenke or Wenger, and Kroenke doesn't want to pick a new manager because Arsene Wenger makes him money. Arsene Wenger doesn't want to leave a £10 million a year job because, you know, it's £10 million a year to be mediocre, not try, be under no pressure whatsoever, finish outside the top 4, not spend our money, not improve the team, sell our best players. It's just a list of errors that he does year in, year out, and it's going to be the same on next year. I've just had enough, mate. Honestly, I've just had enough. And you know me, I don't really lose my cool, but I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of this. Honestly, as Arsenal fans, we don't deserve it. All the fans that have come up, gone to Anfield today, and seeing us not even put in a decent performance, get battered. And the thing is, when we go to Anfield next season, we're going to get battered again and again. It just doesn't end. I just feel so sorry for every Arsenal fan, literally, mate, because I can't see how we're going to get out of this. Even buying players, it's pointless. You know, we've bought all these players now, and we're going backwards. We buy Van Dijk, we buy Lamar. We're not going to improve, are we? Because we've got the same manager. So it's just, oh mate, it's a sad scene of affairs, man. I don't know how to explain it otherwise, but yeah, disappointed as you can tell.
And to be honest, I thought that was an excellent point that you touched upon. You would never think, looking at the two teams, Liverpool was the one that played midweek. Like, you would think we would be the ones full of energy. We would be the ones thinking, right, these guys are tired. Let's just take the game to them. But there was nothing. It was just a defeatist. Like, you just could tell in the first 20 minutes, it was like, oh, no, this is going to be a really long day. Ola, what was your reaction to the starting lineup?
Man, this guy is, I mean, when you look at Wenger and you think, okay, why are you at this club? Yeah, if you love the club so much, yeah, if you're the type of manager that says, I love this club, I want this club to do well, then surely you do right by the club. So when you go and spend so much money in breaking our transfer record for any player. You leave him on the bench in such a big game. German football of the year, left back. You leave him on the bench. Yeah? And then the same lot that showed ill discipline, you put them on. And then you think to yourself, okay, what's the logic behind it? Because I didn't see none. And he's meant to be the one that gets paid so much money to make these decisions. We as fans, we can only go and support what's put out there. Yeah? So if we go out there, people that's been out to Liverpool today, I was gutted that I didn't get ticket to go Liverpool. And in a way, I'm thinking to myself, I think I dodged the bullet. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I dodged the bullet there because I was at West Ham last season. I mean, I was at Crystal Palace last season. I went to Crystal Palace with Lee Georges and Tom Canton and Mike from Gunners in the USA. We all went to the Palace game and we saw the same shower of shit that just happened today out there. Only today, we considered just one more goal that we did in that game. But it was all the same attitude, the same blasé attitude. Didn't care about nothing. These guys don't want to play. It's clear as day. They don't want to play for Wenger. There's a divide in the team. Yeah? If people don't see that, then you're as stupid as you look. You've got to look at it. There's a divide in the team. It's clear. There's a big fracture. Yeah? And that goes all the way from the board straight into the dressing room. We can see it. Yeah? We might score a goal there and look happy, but it's clear that some players don't want to play for this manager. It's so clear. What does he say to them when he goes, all right, in the team talk, before they play the game, what does he say to them? What does he actually say to them? Half time. What do you say to players? When they come at half time, they're conceding goals. We've done it again today. We didn't shoot on target. 0 shots on target in a big game like Liverpool. Big game like this. 0 shots on target. Are you kidding me? And this is the type of things that we got to put up with as fans. Yeah? This is the type of thing. You look at the defense. Okay, Holding was brought back in, right? Alongside Koscielny. I've said it. I said it the last time I was here. Yeah? Koscielny ain't world class. Everybody that come around talking about what Koscielny is, it's not. He's got big mistakes in him. Yeah? Didn't look after the young lad today.
But that's the funny thing. I got ridiculed when I didn't put Koscielny in my starting lineup. And I was like, this is his first, has he had a preseason? This is his first game back. Why would I just slot Koscielny into the team? Go and look, honestly, anyone who's listened to this and doesn't believe me, go and look at the comments on my preview. People were like, oh, Chris, you don't know what you're talking about. You wouldn't have our best defender in. Our best defender?
It's a myth.
See the game?
It's a myth.
Yeah, it's a myth, mate.
Did you see the game? What are you talking about? Oh, why would you put Koscielny in the team? Shut up. Talking about, bro. What are you talking about? So another thing that kind of confused me also, and I had this debate on Twitter with Sam, footballing hero. He's been on the show a couple of times. Shout out to Sam if he's watching.
Yeah, big up Sam.
Yeah, big up Sam, man.
And he made a point of saying to me that he heard before the team came out. I don't even know how he heard that Lacazette and Ox were dropped. Now he was right with one of them. I had no problem with Ox being dropped because how are you going to play him against one of the teams he wants to join? So I was really shocked by that choice. Tops, what was your opinion on that? I know you touched on it a little bit, but do you think it was the right decision for Ox to even start the game? Because to me, he played terribly today. Yeah,
he was awful. That's probably his worst game playing right wing back, to be honest with you. Yeah, I was shocked as well, mate. Just seeing the reports that he's rejected 180 grand to stay at Arsenal. He clearly wants to leave. He wants to leave the club. Why would you play him in such a massive game? We need players that want to commit to the cause. We need players that are going to fight and be determined. Liverpool is one of the hardest grounds to go to in the league, bar none. Anfield, that crowd, the cop, they will make it so hostile for you. And if you're not 100% committed, you've got no chance. You will not win the game. That is the kind of away ground that you need to be 100% 5 times in 25 years, something ridiculous, because we don't have players that are committed to the cause. And I just think playing Ox was just a bad move. You could tell his head wasn't in the game. You could tell he's just thinking about leaving the club. He didn't commit. He didn't make them driving runs that he's notorious for. He didn't have any shots, like Ola said. We didn't have any shots on target in a big game like this. Embarrassing. And I just think it was just a wrong move. We've just been so like shortchanged in terms of players not wanting to be at the club, and there's got to be a reason. And the only reason I can think of is that they don't want to play for the manager. That we're not winning titles. You cannot play these international superstars, these international players, and expect to keep them over a long period of time. If you don't win big or challenge for big trophies, it's just not realistic. Tottenham are going to have that same problem if they don't win a couple of trophies or a big title soon, because people from their team are going to be off. But in terms of playing the Ox, I think it was a bad move, and it didn't pay off the risk that he made. He makes too many risks, in my opinion, with the team selection, and that's one that didn't pay off for sure, definitely, man.
Ola, what's your opinion on Ox and this whole situation?
Right, the way I see it, Ox today. Look, it's hard to put the blame on one player. Yeah, he didn't perform today, and so did a lot of them. Ox, Ramsey, Xhaka, Bellerin, Sanchez, even. None of them performed today. None of them did nothing. And then you look at it, and for me, we didn't earn the right to play today. We didn't earn the right to play. We didn't show the same desire, the same va-va-voom that Liverpool came with today. We used to be that team. That was what we used to do to teams. What they did to us today, that Mane goal, that was from their box, right? And they just sprung a counter-attack on us. And next thing you know, from their box, with us clearing something to our box, and they're shooting on goal. How is that even possible? These guys are professionals. Yeah? So, Ox, Ramsey, Xhaka, none of them got back. None of them got back to come and try and help the defense. Ozil, none of them did. Yeah? And look, people, this is not a knee-jerk reaction. Yeah, we've been through this. We've been here so many times. And because we've been here so many times, right, we know how painful this is. Yeah, so some people might think, oh yeah, it's only the third game of the season. You lot are knee-jerking. You're not looking.
I don't understand that argument for the simple reason that, yes, on this by itself, if none of the last 12 to 13 years had happened, and you wanted to say, oh, here's an Arsenal fan overreacting again, it's the third game of the season, calm down, right?
It's ridiculous.
If that had happened, fair enough. But this is not the first time it's happened. It's not the second time it's happened. Hell, it's not even the fourth or fifth time it's happened. You say, as a neutral fan or as a venet in, oh, fair enough. Okay, it's time to get pissed now because we're going through the same cycle of bullshit every single year. I'm seeing people on Twitter who don't normally lose their cool. Tom being one of them, right? Who, even he is getting to the point where he's had enough. Someone who's normally a very cool, very thought out character, and people are just, they're losing their cool. They can't take this anymore. It's just incredible to me that we're making the same mistakes. I don't know what to think anymore.
I don't think, yeah.
Know what to think.
Look at this. If you look at how we set up today, it's almost self-inflicted. What we done today, And this is something that we
Yeah.
carried on the entirety of last season. All of the games that we lost last season or we dropped points in, most of them were self-inflicted. Yeah? And that's by not doing the basics right. We weren't doing none of the basics right. We weren't getting back quick enough. We weren't transitioning enough. We weren't getting back. We weren't even the second balls. We weren't getting we weren't fighting hard enough for the second balls. We're giving balls away. Everything that we did today was self-inflicted. And the result of it, we conceded 4 goals. And I said it again. I don't moan about Czech, but Czech, come on. This guy's past it. He's past it. Yeah? The time that we got him and they were talking about, yeah, he's going to save you 15 points a season. No. We had a keeper and we gave him away. It's not even 10 million. Forget the 10 million. We gave him away because 10 million is not even the price that's chump change. We gave him away. It's like giving Juventus like a nice Christmas present. Just come early. And we're in August. We're in August, man. And we're giving away points, giving away goals, we're just giving things away like Father Christmas. You know what I mean? What's that about? We're supposed to be an elite team. We're supposed to be one of the top teams in Europe. Thank God we're not in Champions League with this kind of form. We're getting battered. I mean, smoked out there.
I'm not entirely convinced we won't get battered in the Europa
League. Yeah.
To be honest.
You know what I mean? So, look, at the end of the day, we didn't do the basics right. We didn't defend hard enough. We didn't want it enough. We didn't show desire. None of these players they don't even want to wear the shirt. They're not fit to wear the shirt, let alone want to wear the way they played today. None of them was fit to wear it.
And that's the thing. That's the point I made even when titling this show, because a lot of people will come to it and say, "Oh my gosh, what an overreaction!" Sold a lot of them. Honestly, on the back of that performance, would we really argue that much for selling anybody on that team?
No.
Really? On that performance?
Not on that performance, no.
On that performance, you could justify selling any one of them fuckers. Any one of them. It was an absolute embarrassment. And none of them seemed to care. None of them seemed to be bothered. And no, Alexis does not get away with it either. Because he was just as terrible. People keep telling me, Xhaka is a class player. Where is that then? Because I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. Just because you spend 30... This is the argument I have about Mustafi and Xhaka that people always try and justify to me. Oh, well, it's their first season and you watch. Just give them a bit of time. No, it's because we're starved of... Us as an Arsenal fan, we never spend money on players. So when we finally spend money on players, people are prepared to overlook everything because we spent money on that player. Instead of telling it how it is, that player is not good enough. That player is not good enough. Oh, because Xhaka hits a couple of passes in a game, he's fucking amazing. It's not okay that you turn up once in every 4 games. That's not okay. And people need to stop building excuses for him. Today was enough. What was he doing in our own area when he was trying to backheel it to Czech? To Czech, of all people.
That's just suicide. That was a suicide move he pulled there in that box. And you look at it, Chig, yeah, right? When we've got possession, right, and we're meant to be attacking this lot, right? There is no intent, zero intent. You know, sometimes you move forward as a team, as a unit, and you try to do something. We did not trouble their keeper today. I didn't see Karius once. You would think, okay, this is a keeper that they've just swapped with Mignolet. Give him the business. Go out there, pressure him. You know what I mean? Get at their defense and try and put them on the back foot. We did none of that today. There was none of that. And every time that we got near their box and they cleared something, they sent a big long ball to Salah. He's got bare green space behind him. Loads of green space. And none of our players could cope with him today.
And that's the thing. You make a fantastic point there, Ola. One of the bits of hope that I was trying to seek was the fact that they just swapped one calamity keeper with another who's worse, right?
Worse.
You would think on the back of that, pepper the shit out of that. Do whatever you have to do. Test that keeper because we know he's weak. Test him. And this is the thing. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I've got a lot of Liverpool friends. Hell, I've had Liverpool people on this channel, Robbie Richmond being one of them. Shout out to him if he's watching, right? He will be the first to admit it. He will be the first to admit that he was shocked as hell that we didn't try to bully that keeper. Not even try to test him. Like, Tops, what was your reaction to that? To them changing their keeper? Were you hopeful that we would at least try to test that keeper?
Yeah, I just thought that was going to be the game plan. Obviously, this is before I seen our team, but I thought, right, Karius is in. He's very, very ropey. You know, even when Welbeck was closing him down, there was 2 or 3 times where you're just kicking it against him. You think, you know, another day that could just hit off Welbeck and go in. He was shaky. You could tell he was a bit shaky. He's just come in. He's not played a Premier League game in don't know how long. Test him. Make him. How can he not make one save in 90 minutes of football? We're Arsenal. We're not Scunthorpe, with all due respect. We're Arsenal Football Club. And you're telling me not one of our players could hit a shot on target? It's a joke, mate. Honestly, it's an absolute joke. I just didn't understand the logic of the formation. We're playing Danny Welbeck up front, but he wants it running behind. He's not going to hold the ball up. So what was the whole point of the formation? Why did we not play 2 up top? You know, we know Liverpool have got a shaky defence. Why not cause them problems? Giroud, Lacazette. Even when Lacazette and Giroud came on, he's shifting Lacazette on the left. Like, what are we doing? He's a striker. At Lyon, he plays up front. For France, he plays up front. He's a striker. He's a £52 million striker. You put him up front with Giroud. It's not rocket science, yeah? You start Danny Welbeck for his work rate, but he's not going to get you a goal. He's going to need 3, 4, 5 chances to score. We've seen that at Stoke, had 3 or 4 chances, didn't score one of them. You know, it just didn't make sense. We didn't test their keeper. Their keepers, as I said, I've got some Liverpool fans, mate, and they're not confident with this keeper at all. They were shocked that Mignolet weren't playing. They're not confident with him at all because he's cost them points last season with some of the weak shot stopping he had, some of the decision makings he does. So for me, I'm like, okay, we've got a slight chance. Even if we're not playing well, we could have a shot, ricochet anywhere, keeper misjudge it. You know, we're back in the game, but nothing, mate. Nothing up front. Literally pathetic. Not even anyone even creating any opportunities for themselves like we normally see. And like you said, Sanchez is not exempt. He was poor as well. Wasn't getting himself in the game. Wasn't having shots like he normally does. Wasn't trying to create opportunities. There was no cohesion, there was no rhythm, there was no rhyme with the forward players. Ozil, Welbeck, Ramsey was running into Ozil's position. It was just a mess, mate. And it's been a mess for the start of the Premier League season when we're playing left wing backs in centre back positions, when we're putting strikers on the wing, when we're putting, you know, central attacking midfielders, right back, and all this kind of nonsense. It's always going to end in calamity. And it has again, 4-0, and mate, it could have been 6 or 7, honestly, easily, because Salah missed a whole lot of chances. Mane missed a few chances. Chan, he had chances. Mate, it could have been worse. So we're lucky it's 4. But
Tops, they could have been out of sight in the first 15 minutes. I mean, easy. Out of sight.
Easy, that first half. Easy. And as I said before, I don't think they were played amazingly well. Honestly, I just think it was so easy. No one pressed them. No one attacked them in the midfield. It was just Henderson had all the time in the world. Chan had all the time. Wijnaldum, I thought he was great. No one could push him off the ball. He had all the time in the world as well. It was just pathetic, man. Pathetic. I just don't know where we go from here, boys. I really don't, mate. Honestly, I'm tired. Honestly, I'm so tired of these abject performances and the stupid excuses our manager's going to make about we're mentally jaded and we're not prepared. Well, it's your job to make us prepared. You're getting paid to make us prepared and not for us to be jaded. So what's that about? It's just the same old rubbish, mate. And I'm just sick of it, man. Honestly, I'm sick of it. Oh, boy.
And I think it's getting to the point now where Wenger is trolling people. I mean, not only has he bought the best left back in the Bundesliga literally voted that. This ain't an exaggeration. He was literally voted the best left back in the Bundesliga. You buy him and then you stick him on the. You don't even play him centre back. You stick him on the bench. That was a shock enough. But then the one thing that everybody's been, the one glimpse of hope that everyone was hoping for going into this game was finally seeing Lacazette and Alexis playing in the same damn team. Ola, what would your reaction to seeing Lacazette on the bench? Our £52 million striker.
I mean, I was livid when I saw Welbeck starting over Lacazette, because even in my little preview, you know, I did put Welbeck in the team just for the pressing, but I didn't expect him to play up top. You know, I was expecting Lacazette to start up top with I dropped Ozil in the preview there, so I wasn't expecting Ozil to play today, but I knew that if he was obviously fit and didn't get injured or whatever, it was always going to start. So you knew that Wenger would try his best to crowbar wherever he needs to crowbar into the team there. So, you know, leaving our the best signing that we made this summer, yeah? Because let's face it, this summer has been shite. It's been rubbish, yeah? The window's been rubbish. The signings that we've made, we've not done anything to actually improve the team. But when you then make a signing and bring people to the club, you expect them to play, right? And then you leave them on the bench because you brought them in because they're better than what we got. At least it's better than Sonogo. We know Sonogo's left now. So Lacazette definitely is better than Sonogo. It's better than Walcott. It's better than Welbeck. It's more clinical. That chance that Welbeck had in the first, say, five minutes, I think it was Sanchez that slipped the ball to him. Yeah? That chance he had, if that was Lacazette, that was in. That was going in. And then that changes the whole complexion of the game. So that's what I'm trying to say earlier on, that what happened today is self-inflicted by the manager, because he's the one that makes these decisions. You know, you don't get 10.2 million to be making decisions like this, you know, because for the amount of wages that you get, right, you expect to make logical and objective decisions. And today, it backfired big time. It cost us. I'm just talking in 3 points. I'm talking pride. I'm talking, you know, this is one of our arch rivals. I'm talking you go to work on, thank God, tomorrow's bank holiday, at least for me. So that's one day escaping all the embarrassment that I might be getting from work. But, you know, there's a lot of people that's got to deal with the shame. You know, that this hurts. And we get this time and time again, every season, you know? And this is not, like I said, this is not no knee-jerk reaction, people. Trust me. People hurting, yeah? People pay good money to go all the way out there to Anfield, man. And this is the type of thing they get, you know?
So let me...
It's bad. It's really bad.
Let me ask you both a question. And Mark, the Arsenal fan, has asked this question in the chat room. And I think it's a fair question. I was going to leave us towards the end, but let me ask you realistically. It's Sunday now.
Yeah.
The transfer window closes on Thursday, right? I'm actually away during that period of time, but I'm not really expecting anything major to come in. What do you believe Arsene Wenger can do between now and Thursday to appease the fans? Because let's be real here. Some of them want blood. We knew that this was going to happen, but maybe a lot of people felt that we could lose, but not lose this badly. What do you believe that we can do between now and Thursday?
Honestly, resign.
Nothing. Yeah.
Hand in your notice, mate.
That's the only thing.
Resign, because the players, as I've said it, the players aren't the problem. They're not so much of the problem. They're not playing for the manager. It's clear to see. They're not playing for him. This happened towards the back end of last season. It nearly cost him his job. Wenger had to override the board or the people that wanted him out on the board and went directly to Stan to get the head to get the go ahead, to get the green light for the signing, yeah, for him to extend his contract, right? But people could see, the board could see that there's already a friction in the dressing room. There's a friction on the board on where to go with Wenger, and I think they were close. They were close to getting somebody else in last season. If it went for Stan, they were close. So, you know, if I don't think Wenger bringing in anybody at this stage, we've got 4 days left. So if we're talking in terms of transfer, because Wenger leaving or handing his notice is unrealistic, it's not going to happen. But what's realistic is him bringing somebody in. And I don't even think that's realistic myself. I said in the last pod, I don't expect us to make any signing. We're getting rid of people, but are we going to bring anybody of note in? What are we going to do to improve the squad? Because the guys that we brought in, we're not bloody using them. And we keep dropping points. So I don't know what Wenger can do unless all the targets that are out there that could realistically help our team, they've gone somewhere else. They've all gone somewhere else. You know? I don't see Draxler coming to the club in the state that the club's in right now. I don't even see Mahrez coming. Because if Chelsea wants Mahrez, I'm sure he'll be opting to go over there to join his mate Kante over there rather than come to us. You know? So, I don't know. I really don't see Wenger doing anything of note. I would be shocked if he brings in a proper marquee player. We need 2 or 3 marquee players.
Because that's the thing.
It's not going to bring them in. We need a centre back. We need centre back. We need central midfielder, and we need an attacking player.
I mean, the way I feel at the moment, quite frankly, he'll bring Van Dijk in and play him left back.
Yeah. It's true, mate. You can't guarantee. No one can guarantee me that even if you bring someone like Lamar, Mahrez, Van Dijk, they're going to be playing in position or even play him. Who would have thought when we got Lacazette that he would not have played him against Liverpool away? Nobody would have said he's not going to play. Of course he's going to play him. But
you're right,
it's exactly what he's done. And he's put him on the left when he's brought him on. He cannot be trusted, boys. I'm telling you. It doesn't matter who we get. We could get Messi, Ronaldo, and you play them left wing back and right wing back. He cannot be trusted. It's to the point where I'm not even bothered about transfers because it's beyond transfers for me. Like Ola was saying, he's lost the dressing room. There's no point. You can bring anyone you want in. We've already got, a world-class player in terms of Sanchez, top-class striker in terms of Lacazette. And we still get battered 4-0, still finishing 5th. So what is the actual point? It's bigger. It needs to be, the manager needs to go. It's not the players. We could get a new, fresh manager, for instance, if we did get Allegri. And I'm telling you, you could turn these players around because it'd be a different energy, different motivation. It'll be a different energy in terms of, right, if we don't perform, we're out the door straight away. There's no
different voice.
6, 7, 8. Exactly, 6, 7, 8 games not performing, and we're still going to be in the team. We're out, and we're finding a team that, let's quite frankly, half these players are not going to play for a bigger team than Arsenal. You know, you could probably say, maybe Sanchez, Ozil, maybe Ox. Bar that, is Ramsey going to go to another top 4 team? Don't think so. You know, Koscielny, don't think so. So these are the best, you know, in terms of the team they're going to play for. This is the best team they're going to play for in terms of stature and history and you know, titles and stuff like that. So these players, they don't appreciate wearing the badge. I honestly think that. They don't appreciate what kind of club they're at because they could easily be at a lesser club and a club that's not even nowhere near the amount of fans we have and the attention we get and the ambition we should be showing in terms of winning the Champions League and the Premier League. But they just pick up their paychecks, you know, pick up their overrated, you know, 440 grand a week when they don't do anything, e.g. Theo Walcott, and they're just happy with being mediocre. And that's the problem. That stems from the manager. It's a mentality problem. We get rid of that. We get a winning mentality. You know, we can go where. Other than that, unless we do that, honestly, it's pointless getting anybody in my opinion, honestly, mate.
And that's the thing. For me, it's a case of the whole club feels so stale. It feels so behind times. You look at the board and it's just a bunch of old, out of touch men. You look at our club, it's the old, out of touch man. You look at our coaching staff, it's an old, out of touch coaching staff. There's a theme here. There is a theme here. And this is the thing. As angry as I am with the players, because all of them, not one of them showed up. Every single one of them played disgracefully and did not play like a bunch of players who are highly paid, who have a responsibility to the club and their. I mean, my gosh, Paul Lee. I know Lee gets a lot of stick online and on YouTube. This man went all the way to Liverpool last minute to watch this game. And I don't know what he must have been thinking in the first 20 minutes when he sat there and was like, oh, I wish I stayed at home. Because what was the point?
Big up Lee Gunner, by the way.
Say that again?
No, I said big up Lee Gunner, by the way, going out there to back the team. Like you said, he gets a lot of stuff out there online. But I mean,
because
this is the sour and shit that.
Even watching the game at home, I felt like going carnival, to be honest. Because I would have enjoyed myself more. That's for damn sure. I'd have had a better time.
I mean, can I ask you, lot, how many of you lot, both of you wanted to just turn off the TV and just walk away from this game this evening? Because, when you're feeling a disconnect to your team that you're watching on TV, right? You know it's not working anymore. There's no passion there. Because when you're losing so badly that you start to smile. That's what Sanchez got accused of the last time. Yeah, when we was getting battered 10-2 by Bayern Munich. The other time, then we went to Anfield and got battered again. Right? And they're talking about that smile. But that's the smile of giving up. That's the smile of throwing in the towel. That's the smile of I'm done with it now. And that's where a lot of our fans are right now. A lot of our fans are there right now. We're there. It's on the edge of a bloody cliff. I'm telling you, emotional cliff that is, people, not no real one. But, it's on the edge of a cliff, and we just go through this season after season after season after season, and it's the same end result, the same nonsense, and we just crawl our way into some cup like the FA Cup just to paper over the cracks, and we're not addressing the real problem. And the real problem is just being given 2-year contract. And the real problem.
And you know what hurts as well, and I'm seeing it even in the chat room right now. It's getting to the point where rival fans are starting to feel sorry for us.
It's bad.
Rival fans. People who hate, all right, not necessarily Tottenham fans, but I even had Chelsea fans like, I don't know what to say. Like, you guys, I can't even take the piss anymore. Like, it's just, this is sad. This is sad to watch. This is rival fans we're talking about. How have we fallen so bad that rival fans are like, oh, poor Arsenal. Like, what? What's going on? It's like overnight we've turned into a meme, except it's not really overnight. It's been the last 4 or 5 years. We've turned into a meme. We turned into a joke. Everyone can predict when we're going to fall off. Everyone can predict when we're going to go on a run. Everyone can predict how strong of a finish to the season we're going to have. And everyone can predict that Arsene Wenger will get the inevitable contract extension. I mean, is there any chance of him walking away?
I mean, this is not a Wenger out bashing, yeah. Just for people that's going out there saying Wenger this, oh, you can't help the team. Wenger can't do nothing about the team once they've crossed the white line, yeah. Because there's people out there saying that, yeah. This is not a Wenger out bashing. We're just telling what we're seeing, and if we look at the goals that we considered today, from the first goal, right? Defensive shambles, free header from Firmino. Second goal, another turnover. Yeah, we just been given it offside for that first goal. We just literally got offside. Yeah, Czech rolled the ball out. Xhaka got the ball, tried to give it to Kolasinac. I mean, not Kolasinac, Bellerin. But if Kolasinac had been there, I believe he receives that ball. But Bellerin, that's not where he should have been. He should have been playing left wing back. Yeah? So that was awkward for him to receive. Obviously, nobody's telling him that somebody's coming in behind him to take the ball. They nick the ball off him. The cross comes in. Free header for Firmino. There's three of them queuing to score that ball. And I hate when I see that. When there's three opposition players in your box queuing to score the same ball. It's the same as we saw at West Brom last season. Yeah? Second goal, Mane. Another turnover from their box. Counter-attack sprung on us. Bam. Mane scores it. Without any attempt of closing him down. He checks in on his right foot. You know he's going to go there. Show him outside. He's not going to shoot with his left foot, but he cuts in on the right. Second goal goes in.
Here's the thing, though, Ola, and someone in the chat room said this earlier, and I kind of agree. Isn't it sad that Czech conceded 4 goals, and he was probably our best player on the pitch?
It's that bad.
To be honest, he made a couple of good saves. To be honest,
yeah, that's true. You know, he kept us in, especially in the first 25 minutes, and we were really poor in the first 25 minutes. So bad. You know, and Czech made some good saves, but there's also certain situations that I think better decision and better judgment could have been made by him. And I don't think he how do you say, command the back three. It's as if that was Jens Lehmann with them back three defending like that, he will be ripping them a new arsehole. Trust me. Jens Lehmann will be having them up in the dressing room with having considered going down 2-0 at half time. So you come back out, and then the third goal, Salah, you know, just goes all the way on his own. What was Bellerin doing? Trying to high foot. Just hit the thing back into the box on the volley. But he brings it down. Salah's then nicks it off him and he's gone. There's nobody in our half. Why is everybody go all the time? We're 2-0 down. And nobody was going to catch Salah. Everybody knows how fast that Bellerin aims. Look, I don't know if he's lost a yard of pace because he's carrying so much hair. I don't know what's going on with him. But he went catching Salah. And Salah was gone, left him to it. Bang, third goal. And then the worst one for me, making dead players relevant. Nobody's giving Daniel Sturridge a second look. And all of a sudden, Sturridge shows up. And Sturridge's going to be the new flavor of the month. Because we've just ignited his career again by giving him a go. And Arsenal does this time and time again. Irrelevant players. Players that don't even matter to their clubs no more. They come and play against us and we make them look good. Moreno. Liverpool don't even like Moreno. We make Moreno look like Dani Alves today.
True.
Come on.
True,
very, very true. Very true.
Liverpool don't even like Moreno. They don't even want him. They played Milner there the whole of last season. Because they don't think he's good enough. And he comes and plays against us and it looks like a Real Madrid Barcelona player. Yeah. You know? How long are we going to put up with this? This is not good enough. It's not good enough. None of them is good enough. Not the manager, not the players, none of them. And we can't keep going through this as fans. Yeah? We can't keep going through this as fans. Something needs to change. What that is, I don't know.
Tops, a lot of the theme of the chat room seems to be the only way it will get sorted, and Lexi Johnson in particular brought this up, is boycotting games. How realistic do you think that is? Because my skepticism comes in here. We tried to do protests last year, and it was semi-successful at best. Because the problem with us as Arsenal fans is we can't all get on the same page. We're too busy fighting each other, ironically, over this damn manager. What do you believe it would take? A type of movement like that. What do you believe it would take in order to create some sort of change in this environment? Because boycott is very much the theme of the chat room. Yeah. Like I can see the one and only he's really backing that idea right now in the chat.
I just think with the boycott situation, it's so difficult to do because we're such a massive club. You know, there's people who are dying just to watch us play, and you know, fans that boycott the games and give up their season tickets. There's going to be a load of thousands and thousands and thousands of fans
ready
all
to
across
take
the
over.
world, ready to take over.
Yeah,
our team play, and to an extent, I kind of. Why should we have to, punish ourselves? We all love the club. We would all love to want to go to all the games, every single game, home and away. So why should we have to punish ourselves just so we can try and make the club better? I don't see why we should do that. If you give up your season ticket, there's no guarantee you're going to get it back, and now you're going to have to wait 20 or 30 years just to get your season ticket back, just because you want to make a statement to try and make the club better. It's ridiculous, in my opinion. Ridiculous. We shouldn't have to do that, and I don't think it's possible. We're too big of a club. There's too many fans that want to watch us play. To the fact that we're never gonna not buy the shirts. We're never not gonna buy the merchandise. We're never not gonna sell out away days and home venues. We're always gonna have it, because there's always gonna be that one fan that always wants to see Arsenal play for the first time. That's always gonna want to go, whether it's tourists, whether it's fans from other countries or whatever. There's always going to be one. So it's a very, very difficult. I mean, we've seen how toxic the atmosphere and the fan base was last season, and that still didn't get him out. Stan Kroenke still didn't care. He still got him a two-year deal. And it's like, I don't know what else we can do. We've seen banners, we've seen protests, we've seen Wenger out chants, we've seen all this kind of stuff. And he still survived. He still stayed for another 2 years. He still finished outside the top four and still got more money and a 2-year extension. So it's like, honestly, I don't know. If someone's got the answer, a bulletproof plan to change things and get him to leave, please tell me. But I just can't see it, mate. Honestly, I've thought about it long and hard, and I just can't see how he's going to leave. If he's not leaving after not winning the trophy after 9 years, he's not going to go, is he? Like, if he's not going to leave after an 8-2 embarrassment, a 10-2 on aggregate embarrassment in Europe, and he still wants to stay, mate.
I think, and that's the thing, because I see a lot of people in the chat room right now saying, "Oh, that's just excuses. That's just excuses." Has anyone tried to organize a boycott? It ain't the easiest thing to organize. Yeah, I agree. Boycott them. Hurt them in the pocket. Me and you agree, and we boycott.
Yeah.
Does that mean that everybody's going to follow?
Nah.
No. In order for a boycott to be successful, everybody has to agree on that point. And unfortunately, in our fan base, not everybody agrees. Because of this old man, people are all stuck on this idea of, oh, well, we've got to respect him. And, well, we're a classy club, apparently. You have to, in order to boycott something, everybody has to agree on that idea. And unfortunately, not everybody agrees on that idea. I mean, take this damn video at the moment, right? One of my things I always say is, please like this video, please subscribe. I am merely commenting on what just happened. But for some reason, people will look at it and say, oh, well, these guys don't know what they're talking about. Dislike. Or these guys don't know what they're talking about. I'm going to write a shitty comment for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
For what? Even if you're the most staunchest Wenger in, what have I said that's incorrect based on what has just been said? What have I said? What have I said? And that's the problem. We can't all agree. Every Arsenal fan has their view on the way we should treat Wenger. And the funny thing is, I think the way we should have treated Wenger is the board should have made a decision that was in the best interest of the club. And the best interest of the club was to say, right, we finished outside the top four for the first time in a long time. To avoid this situation happening again, let's take the entire club in a different direction. And the way you do that, I'm sorry, Wenger-ins, is to replace the manager. And I think that's kind of where I'm going with this rant. The board. Ola, how accountable are this damn board? I
mean, the board they've been so weak-minded in their decisions. And even if the thing that's so difficult with the board is, even if they kind of agree on certain things, like getting rid of the manager, trying to bring in a director of football, and the manager is not willing to succumb to that, He just goes to Stan, and then Stan just overrides everything. So even the mechanics of that is not working properly because we've got a majority shareholder that just overrides everything. It's not like other clubs where they've got the one guy that makes all the decisions. You know, like at Chelsea with Roman Abramovich, whatever he basically does what he sees for the benefit of the club, and he will pull the trigger when it feels is needed. Yeah, but our board, they just shoot blanks. They don't look. Wenger controls that board. Yeah, because he knows if he doesn't get his way, he can just go to Stan. So for them to avoid him going to Stan and all of that, they just go along with whatever he says. And I'm sure he probably throws in, you're not a football manager with 20, 30 years experience. I am. And they just succumb to it. And that's...
They don't know any better. They're not footballing people.
They're not footballing... Exactly. You know, so because there's no footballing people there,
like
they can't really challenge it.
Like Cap Mordar in the chat room says, we're customers. We're not fans. We're customers. We're the opportunity.
Absolutely agree with him. I agree with him 100%.
We're an opportunity to get more money. That's all we are.
That's how we're being treated.
It's I don't know. I mean, I've called Ivan the week over the past. I've called him every name under the sun. I think it's probably time to kind of go towards the end with this now. Thank you for all of the guys watching live. We've had almost 450 people at one point watching live with us.
Thank you, guys. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Crush that like button for me. Just to wrap things up, Tops, what would you say, realistically now, is the one thing you hope we do between now and our next game? It could be anything from transfers to tactical switches. What is the one thing you hope we do?
For me, we've got to change to a back four because this back three formation experiment has failed, to be honest with you, because Arsene Wenger is doing things half-assed. He's playing players out of position more times than he would do in a back four. At least with the back four, we're going to have a left back playing left back and a right back playing right back and centre backs hopefully playing centre back. Instead, with three at the back, we've got players playing everywhere out of position. Left backs playing centre back, centre midfielders playing right back, left backs playing right back. It's just a mess, mate. And as I said, I don't think even getting players in is going to help the situation in the long term. I still think we're doomed, to be honest with you. But just to bring back some stability and just have players playing their proper position, have a striker up front instead of a winger or a number 10, or have two central midfielders that are going to track back and be disciplined instead of playing two number 10s there that just want to score goals. Go back to basics. Go back to basics and play a basic formation. Even go to a 4-4-2. Try that. Try something different. But play players in their proper position. That's probably the one thing I would say. Because, like Ola said, I don't think we're going to sign anybody else anyway. So I don't think that's a realistic thing to ask for. So go back to a back four, please. This back three is failed for me. It's not working. We're conceding more goals anyway. So, back four for me. That would be my one wish, to be honest with you, mate.
Ola, how about you?
I mean, looking at the last 3 games that we've played against Liverpool, we've conceded 11 goals. Yeah, and we've only scored 4 goals. And four goals, 3 out of those 4 goals, 4-3 that we lost against Liverpool. So the remaining is just the one. And we scored like 1 goal in their 11 against their 11 goals that they've scored against us. So clearly what you said, this back 3 thing, is not working. And we're supposed to be using the back 3 as a horses for courses situation, not use it against everything. We should be able to adapt. Exactly. We should be able to adapt.
What's the problem with alternating the two?
I don't get it. But we pay a manager 10.2 million to make these decisions. But once they find something that works, it just goes with it rather than study the other team, look what's going to work against them. If you're going to play Giroud against them, play Giroud against them. If you're going to play, it just sticks with the same thing over, and it gets repetitive, and this manager can source it out so easily because they know we get predictable. That's the word I was looking for. We get predictable because once you say you're going back to a back three, everybody then know how to set up for you. But if you go back three this week, back four next week, 3-5 the week after, and you're able to adapt to what team you're playing, nobody would know what you're coming with.
Exactly.
They would know what you're coming with. And we just need to be able to adapt our game a lot more. Like I said, going forward, the manager's not going to leave. I don't see any players that we can bring in to actually improve on what we got right now. So that's not going to happen. Right now, everybody just need to start showing some pride for what I really can't wait for this window to shut, because I think once that's done, the players' minds can get back to the things that they really need to do.
Exactly.
The meat and potato of the season. They need to get back to that. Yeah. And once the window's done, then we can now focus on what's important. But we're losing vital points while the window's still open, because it cost us last season. We was at Liverpool. I mean, we played against Liverpool last season, and that's what cost us the top four. I hate even going back to points costing us the top four, because as an elite club, we're supposed to be challenging for the title. And we're not even doing that. We're moaning about what's cost us the top four. And, I don't know how that changes. But once the window's done, I think people can get their focus back on and try and salvage the 37 games. Or what? How many games do we have left? 35 games that we got left. We got 35 games of the season left. And I don't know who gets to 40 points first, but the way we're going, it don't look like we're going to be making 40 points anytime soon.
For me, my hope is much like you guys. I don't know who we could. I know the players, but I've known the players that we've needed for a long time. So for me to start reeling off names now about people who I hope we bring in between now and Thursday is unrealistic, because I just think the amount of players we need, there is no way this board or Wenger is going to do what is necessary to get them between now and Thursday. So forget that. For me, my one hope between now and the next game is that we play the players that we bought in their positions, which means if a Hector Bellerin needs to be dropped, drop him. If Oxlade-Chamberlain needs to be dropped, drop him. That means we play the best left back in the Bundesliga, I don't know, as a left back. It's a genius idea. I'm not paid 10.2 million, but you could pay me the 0.2 million, the 0.2 of that, and I would be able to have the sense to think, well, maybe I should play a left back in left back. I don't know. Just tonight, it's a crazy idea. If we're playing the likes of Liverpool, and I said this in my own review, Ramsey is not disciplined enough to play as that anchor against a team like Liverpool, who counter-attack the shit out of their teams, out of the teams they play. I know that I am playing a Francis Coquelin, or I'm playing a Mohamed El Nene, who know how to control themselves next to, let's be honest, a player like Xhaka, who makes a lot of mistakes. He just does. I've not written him off completely, but he just does. That's the bottom line. I don't care who is butthurt by that fact. He does. So you need to have someone who is at least a little bit responsible, a little bit cute, a little bit announced. Now, that doesn't necessarily describe Francis Coquelin, because let's be honest, he's not the most intelligent footballer, but at least someone who is at least defensive-minded that can do the job. And then start to incorporate defenders as defenders. That means stop playing Monreal there. Stop playing him as a centre-back, because you're exposing him. Don't throw a Koscielny into the team because he's Koscielny. I don't know. Make him earn his place for the spot. That is at least what I remember as an Arsenal fan, as a young'un. People used to earn their spot. That's all I want as an Arsenal fan. Forget new players because I don't think it's realistic. I just don't want us to be worse than we were last season. And we are on course to being worse than we were last season right now.
Absolutely.
We just are. Anyway, I feel a little bit better. Weirdly, it sobered me the fuck up. So this is good for your soul. Anyway, I'm off to a very belated barbecue. But before I go, Ola, let the people know where they can find you.
You can hit me up on Twitter at Black Scorpion Free, BALK Scorpion Free, and I got my YouTube channel, Capital Scorpions TV. Subscribe to it, and check out some of the contents that we got on there.
And Tops, before I let Tops go on, you people who are listening to this, I want you to do 3 things for me. Crush that like button. Subscribe to my channel, of course, but subscribe to these 2 because both of them have really good YouTube channels, right? And they're part of my watch list. I have 5 people that I watch on a regular, and these 2 are on my 5 much watch list. So do absolutely go and subscribe to them. Their channel details are in the description below, so you can look right now and literally go search for them. But Tops, just let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. Cheers for that, Chick. Yeah, they can find me at Brandon Tops on Twitter, TOPPS, and also Arsenal Match TV on Twitter as well. And like I said, my YouTube channel, Arsenal Match TV. I'll probably be doing a video after this as well, to see my reaction for the Liverpool game. So yeah, just tune in and subscribe, please. Yeah, thank you.
All right, people, I'm out of here. I know I'm going to get a lot of abuse for going on in a drunk way. I know I'm so irresponsible. It's bank holiday. Lighten up. Anyway, we're out.
I appreciate you for having us on here.
Yeah, cheers, Chick.
Thanks for the invite, man. Hopefully,
Absolutely.
like I said the last time, we can do one over a wing, but it don't look like it's coming anytime soon.
Do you know, I must get you on. In fact, to be honest, Tops, every time we play Liverpool, I have you on and we've lost. What's going on? I need to stop doing that. But you guys who are watching this, do take care. And hopefully, after the international break, Arsene Wenger is going to do something to make us feel all better. Hopefully. Anyway, guys, we're out of here. Take care.